you are bringing up power to is that we should bring madness to confront the madness. These people are showing us madness. It is enough.
Okay. Now let's talk about the negotiation that is going on. The federal government came out to say that the issue of the no work no pay seems to be what is generating the conversation right now. The UTAS and the IPPS conversation seems to have been sorted. Or you also support the win or nothing stand of ASU.
To be sincere, I have the opinion. I also have that opinion that if ASU can shift ground on that basis, both ASU are coming out that if they are going to shift ground, the people that are also going to be at the receiving end of
Is
this
the
are the
students.
students. I have to say they will not teach what they are supposed to have taught for those periods. So is going back to affect we the students? Then the federal government should know how they will discuss the two of them to shift ground and say that if they are saying if the money these people are also embezzling, is it not enough to pay this ASU? Is it not enough to pay this staff? ASU also have families now. The money they are spending on election day, they share almost 10,000, 5,000 per voter. Is it not enough to pay?
Okay, Comrade Akintaye, now let's talk about the politicization of ASU. Well, I guess that is what a lot of people would expect us to talk about today. There's been calls and conversation as regards the leadership of ASU being politicized. I mean, we've seen former leaders of ASU, NANS. I beg your pardon, NANS. We've seen former leaders of NANS, build up political affiliation. I saw some tweets, attributed to the immediate past president of NANS, that's Comrade Sunday Achefon and all of that. So let's talk about the politicization of NANS. How valid are all of those allegations that the just concluded election, that some political parties were trying to buy or impose their own candidates so that they could, hold sway when election comes?
Well, let me be sincere with you. Next election, there are a lot of things that are involved. And when you see people making accusations, this person is accusing, everybody, almost everybody have involved themselves in the same thing they are accusing themselves of. You understand? So it was getting so bad that before we become the next president, the money spent is almost out of. It's not reasonable.
Before you can become the president of a student representative body.
Yes. And it is not even because the senators will ask you money. The stakeholders will ask you for money to accommodate people in Abuja for this. The security. So everything. Now, how do they get this money? Everybody go out to sort for funds the way they can get it. So that is how you see politicians coming in to penetrate. But at some point, most times, the politicians are always pushing don't win that election. The people they push don't win, and when they don't win, that is when you see them bringing up crisis. That no, I've spent this money on
this.
There's
a faction. This is this.
So that is what happens most times. But now we have an association and we have a leadership that we know we are not in debt. No, everybody, we are all political animals. We might have passion for anybody, but the moment we've taken this oath of, the moment we've decided and we want this office, we became an executive of NAS. We are supposed to know that we have one thing, and the thing is that we must protect the interest of the Nigerian students. Either you belong to any political party, either you before you became this, either you have passion for this before you became that. You must protect the interest of the Nigerian students. I served as Ondo State JV chairman before. The records are there. Even as much as there's a time I do things even with the government of the day. But when they say something are wrong, we say it directly the way it's supposed to be. And that is how it's supposed to be.
Okay. Now, before I open the phone lines, I would love to keep you on the line so that, callers, people can come in and ask questions and all of that. Now, let's go back to the issue of, ASU, the federal government, and NANS. How much do you think that Nigerian students still have trust in NANS? Being the National Association of Nigerian Students, how much trust do you think Nigerian students still have in you to help with, ending all of this conversation, especially with what you just talked about, which is, political interference, political, affiliations and all of that. How much trust do you think Nigerian students still have in the leadership of NANS, especially you that are just coming up on board?
Yes, we believe Nigerian students still have that trust. You see, in 12 disciples of Jesus, there was one Judas. So, for us to have a number of students like this, even executives, there are still going to be some people that might be doing things that are not in line with the constitution or what is the purpose of NAS. But that doesn't mean the association is bad. NAS is the only association, the largest student movement in West Africa, in Africa. And as it is, when we say this is what we want, we fight, we agitate, and we follow it up. Let me tell you something. Even to the extent, what we are saying in student unionism today, we should also blame some of our lecturers and some of our staff in school because they are killing unionism. They are killing unionism. The moment you want to speak, the moment they see the student can speak, they will either intimidate you with your studies or they frustrate you out of the campus. And that is what is happening today. Every student that is supposed to be fighter, every comrade that is supposed to speak out has been intimidated out of campus, or they have short them. Now we have those that are not even supposed to be in position of leadership, but by chance they put them there, and that is why you can see most times students don't talk. So it goes back to our lecturers too. So please support comrades. It is not until you kill them or you frustrate them, advise them, grow them, because they will also be useful for you one time or the other. That is what is happening now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Like I said, I would love to keep you on the line. I mean, the phone lines are buzzing already. I know a lot of people want to talk, ask you a question, or maybe comment, what you've said on the show today. So in case you're just tuning in, this is the Situation Room on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And I've been speaking with Comrade Akinteye Babatunde Afiz. Is the newly elected vice president of National Association of Nigerian Students, and he's been talking to us about the ongoing ASU strike. And like you heard him, today makes it exactly 7 months that Nigerian students have been at home. 7 straight months. It started out with the warning strike on the 14th of February, and then today is the 14th day of September. So it's 7 months. That's almost a whole session. I mean, from a system that had to stay at home almost a year because of COVID-19 and all of that. And so we've been talking about all of these things, especially also with the fact that they just won an election. I think it's less than 2 weeks now, and they're just coming into office. So you can join the conversation via phone or via text messages. 091-3600-0410. 091-3600-0410. We've just been looking at how the new leadership of NANS can re-strategize and maybe look for other means of reaching out to ASU, reaching out to the federal government, so that we can just have a way forward, especially with this lingering ASU strike. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
good evening.
Yeah, this is D calling from Bagada.
I didn't get your name.
Okay, it's called Blade, calling from Bagada.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the newly elected NAMS executive. I've always said the time without number that the previous NAMS was like they were completely a sleeping dog. A nation, you cannot rule it hostage or hostile or restive. And you know that all the students in schools are all youth. I have said it again, that we need to take this thing. See, I'm done with school, but if these people can build this protest to another dimension, we'll support them. They have to go to the social media and tell the students to come out. Listen to me. People are tired of this government and the way they treat the ASU people. You cannot be ASU. that you will not pay them because they do not go for class. They ask you deliberately go on strike. They ask you deliberately go home. They ask you for something that is their own right and you cannot meet it. And the way you not pay them, you will not pay them. Okay, this man I'm talking to, you should go to Abuja. Push this just in top students. You don't come out. You don't need just tell them what you are doing. I want the past to come out. And if anybody is saying that protest cannot bend the government, then the person doesn't understand what's up. Students have enough capacity to bend any government, and they will bend the government and they will pay us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. They would bend these governments and the government would pay ASU. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Isamu Savanesen from Alagbadu.
Okay, good to have you join us.
This problem is beyond the capacity of the student. He has to implement himself. He deserves the strategic role of a new diplomatic power. You know, the problem is economy, the meeting agreement, undermine our right to enjoy our trade wealth, to develop sector by sector of our nation. That is why you really deserve one noble assistant. I want to use one noble influence to solve.
Hello. Okay, you can try and call us back. The calls are really running into each other. Okay, good evening, Ambassador Musbao.
How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm fine too. You know, I've been listening to your judge, the vice president of NAS. Okay, what I'm saying there is that when a father and mother are quarreling, and the son is there, you know, the son, who is the support? Is it his mother or his father? This is how the issue is right now. I think now begging father and mother to settle their quarrel so that there will be food in the house for the children to eat. So if when father and father to go back to the game board and make the students go back to school. No, when you have the ASU in your studio, member of ASU, and on one side have the government on that side, then we have the just story. What will be? We have a good story to tell. No, because at times it's like abracadabra. You don't know who is to believe. Okay? Now, what we do right now is that to appealing to them. We just see that source and reach an agreement so on the sake of the future generation of this country. We are begging them. Let them go back to the class and then the students. But no matter the protest, this answer will stand on their way. Please, I beg you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Musbao. Comrade, are you still listening to me? Hello? Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening to you, Milan FM.
Good evening. Good to have you join us on the show today.
My name is Abiodun Bakare.
You're welcome.
Today, and I appreciate the new NAS executive with you there through the phone line, and I want to encourage them to be steadfast. What we have heard about the NAS officials before now is much of shenanigans. A NAS official getting involved in fraud, arrested by AFCC, arrested by ICPC, arrested by the police. So it has become an image thing. So I want to encourage the new executives to watch carefully on that and remain steadfast and give the NAS a new branding. That is on the introduction side. They are even coming in late, in my opinion. They ought to have moved before now. They need to get involved. And I can tell you that the students can really make a change on this long, protracted and senseless strike that we find ourselves in. So the students should watch more, push more, strategize more, make statements. They should not be violent. They should not be rude. They should not be restless. They should maintain a focus. And the focus is simply that let meet ASU's need, and then we'll stop this road blocking. Otherwise, the road blocking continues. So I wish them all the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abiodun Bakare. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, in case you're trying to reach us and you can actually drop your messages on the same number. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Opeyemi.
Good evening. Good to have you join us on the show today.
Good evening, comrade. My name is Felix. I'm calling from Owe.
Felix, you're welcome. Comrade, are you still listening to us? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, Opeyemi, I sincerely, I love the courage from the comrade. You know, I think this is the type of leader now need at a time like this, because the federal government doesn't take this strike serious any way. At a point, I was asking, has it not gotten to a point that president will call these people and ask what the problem is? Do you remember the other time ASU was on strike? The parties involved with negotiating. Nothing. The result was not coming out. Jonathan was president as of then. All call ASU together on a round table, had a discussion, and they call off strike. Has it not gotten to a level that our president will intervene and our students will go back to school? Yesterday, the president was in Imo State to commission a renovated assembly complex. That is how like the president is not even busy. He just can't attend to these things. So I think the perspective in which the students are coming is very better. Let them block everywhere and see if the government can do something about it. The president yesterday was saying that he has done so well, but people who are supposed to, talk about his government are not doing so. And I said, okay, some of us who we can talk about it, because he made mention of how some local governments in Adamawa and Bono were taken over by Boko Haram before he came in. An election was conducted in those states that he won. So how well has he done? After he's on strike, he did not mention anything about all those things. Sincerely, I appreciate. I think you guys should take this thing more serious. And across all the states of the federation for one day, call other representatives of all the states to come out. It's enough of this nonsense from the government. Thank you so much for paying me.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. 09136000410. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us.
From Ota.
Ayo from Ota. You're welcome on the show
yes,
today.
I congratulate the NANS executive for taking the bold step. Thank you very much. But they should still learn. They should continue agitating in a non-violent way. And they should move towards the Nigeria Bar Association to join them, appeal to the Market Women Association, go to the labor, let them start negotiating from every angle so that other people will join them in the protest. The Parent Association too should be able to join them. Let the students move. Let them be more dynamic. I wish them success.
Thank you very much, Ayo from Ota. Thank you very much. 09136000410. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm very happy. My name is Tony Achopa, calling from Okera and Ogba.
Tony from Ogba, okay.
Yes. Let that non-man that you arrange and go and block National Assembly. Block them. That's just the only solution. I have nothing more than that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm very straight to the point. 09136000410. I've got loads of messages to read here. Okay. Let me pick this call before we start reading the messages. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Opeyemi.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Damilola from Malaba.
Damilola, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. In fact, your guests have spoken very well. Honestly, I love the way that guy analyzes everything. Now, the thing is, it's a pity we find ourselves in a country where, in fact, honesty, sincerity, and transparency have no place. And I must say that and clear that these student union are doing the right thing. But I want to advise them, they should move the press further. They should do it more harder. Go to a National Assembly or the airport, just block everywhere. The language this government understands is protest. And believe me, taking ASU to court, honestly, is a complete insensitivity. And that process will even waste more time. They should actually do everything possible. They must not make it violent, but do everything reasonable
to actually make government to dance to their tune. Bend them with all it. And that's the only way. Thank you, good evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, let me suspend the calls for now. Let me come back to my guest. Comrade. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Are you still with me?
I'm with you.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, have you reached out to, I think a few months ago, the national leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress had a solidarity protest with the leadership of ASU. And there were words that were said, okay, maybe after a week or thereabout. Have you reached out to all of these bodies? Maybe they could just come out again to show you some support and solidarity, just like everyone has said. It seems, the language that it's easily, can easily be used now is protest. Have you reached out to those people since you got into office?
Yes, since we started this struggle yesterday, a lot of bodies came out and reached out to identify with us. But there's something we are trying to do first. We are trying to lift this body ourselves first, a stage, so that those bodies will also see the seriousness and the determination in us. So we must agree with ourselves that there is the clothes some people are using to see mass before now. So those bodies, the NLC, the national president and the NLC president, they've spoken. They even this morning, there are some people that are calling us from the part of our solution, from the part of government, that we are trying to stay away from. We have to be careful with the body we bring out into this struggle. To be sincere, let us be realistic with ourselves. Some bodies are political, but they are political. And the moment the government have noticed that no, this struggle is not a genuine one, it's political, then they will start changing.
Okay, let me pick this call. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Okoyemi.
Good to have you join us, madam.
Okay. I want to give credit to that young guy there. And I want to encourage him that they should sustain it. Because leadership is what? Responsibility. Okoyemi.
I'm with you.
There's an adage that says you cannot give what you don't have. It is now very apparent that this government they cannot do what they don't have. So now this new present leadership of NANS should provide leadership. Let them show them the way. Do you understand? Yes, I need them to show them the way. So that, have you ever heard of Adepeju? That is in the year 1970, Adepeju, that the police shot. He was a unionist protest until federal government called the police to order. And we still have them. Somebody like Biodun Showumi. Have you ever heard of Biodun Showumi?
Yes, madam.
He is also a student leader. He is a unionist. They should go and take lectures from those ones to provide leadership for them, so that they will know that the youth of this current dispensation, they are ready for leadership. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling the show. 0913-600-0410. In case you're just tuning in, this is the Situation Room on Milan 98.3 FM, the Sound of Lagos. And I've been speaking to the Vice President, the newly elected Vice President of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Comrade Akinteye Babatunde Hafiz. And we've been looking at, how they want to start or how they've started and how much they want to put in respect to ending this lingering ASU strike. 7 months exactly today. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us on the show today. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Samson.
Okay, Samson, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, my question is, because I'm a student, okay? So what I'm trying to say now is, I want Nigerians to remember that this was how NSAS started. That's what I would want to say. This was how NSAS started. If it is not properly taken care of, this is going to be a slow work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Samson. Well, Samson said this is how NSAS started. Okay, very interesting. Hello, good evening.
Pick my car. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, I'm Uncle Snow from that area of Matobo.
I didn't get your name.
Yes, I'm there for you. I have a student also at home feeling the pain of what they are passing through. But solution to happen quick. In addition to all that people have said. Are you hearing me?
I'm with you.
I want all private universities to let the student union go and make sure that all the private universities in Nigeria are not existing for now. Let them stop them. You see that this strike will end. Most of the families, their children are in private schools. So they don't care. You can apart from the politician, the civil servants whose children are in those places, they are also stealing money. Also stop the private school from existing now. You see that the strike will end. We are in 7 months today. I'm not saying the year too. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm with you.
I said let the private university, let the students work on the private, let them shut them down now. You see that both the civil servants and the politicians, the Buhari and the rest will come to round table and end the strike.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Please
you.
take note. Let the private universities, let them shut them down because the civil servants who are stealing money from government, the politicians, they are students in those private schools. I'm talking from Mount Jackson area of Kusmo John. People here, when you hear this, people know my name.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you very
I
much.
appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Comrade, I would need to let you go now, but before I let you go, what exactly are we working?
Protest like that? No. With this protest, we are going to be moving from one ministry to another ministry, from the Senate, from the House of Assembly to the actual of the student. So we are just showing them what we've received. And we will not leave Abuja with some of the students to keep supporting us. It is not business as usual.
This much of your time, but then the conversation got really engaging, and then we had to just keep going. But we are really pressed for time, and I want to appreciate you, our comrade Akinteye Babatunde Afiz, the newly elected vice president of the National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS). That's the national body representing the interest of the Nigerian students. It's 7 months exactly today, and I want to wish you well, and I want to also to appeal to all comrades, the students, please be very civil and don't be confrontational in your protest. Thank you so much. Stay safe, and thank you very much for joining us once again today. Thank you. Okay. That's about a month. I don't know what that tells you. I don't know how I want to interpret that, or I don't know how I want to understand that. But but for a country that's got a larger population of its people being young people, and I've always said it, having education does not guarantee success. It doesn't automatically mean you're going to be successful in life, or it's going to take you out of the trenches and all of that. What it basically does is that it channels your mindset into being open, being receptive, being able to understand other people's opinion, and most especially respecting those opinions. That's exactly what education gives you. It opens your mind to endless possibilities. So if people have chosen to go through the stress of acquiring that education, and the government doesn't care about the fact that they've been denied that opportunity, or they've been denied, the fact that they just want to go to school. They just want to have the certificates. I've had countless people saying, "Oh, I studied so and so in school, and I'm doing so and so." So it's not even like a lot of people are working with that, but you just want to have that balance. You just want to have that, that certificate. Just hold it. If you're lucky enough to get a job that is paying you based on what you studied in school, beautiful. But then it beats my imagination that we can have a democratically elected government, that we have a minister of education, the minister of labor and productivity, the minister of youth and sports, and the students are home for 7 months. The public schools have been shut for 7 straight months. I don't understand what we're negotiating. I don't understand what we're talking about. I don't understand what the terms and the conditions are. If we have all of these monies to do election, if we have all of this money to fees that had been sorted earlier now, or maybe earlier before now, the whole stress will not be this much on this present government. And that is where I want us to, understand. This whole thing did not start with the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. There were agreements that have been reached for 12 years, for 13 years. And none of those agreements, the parties involved, one party did not play to their own part. And I've seen it. When I was in my 100 level, I was at home for 9 months. And after then, my own school started their own internal strike. So I spent almost a month, almost a whole year at home. And then in between that, we've had 4 months strike. We've had 3 months strike. We've had 2 months warning strike. And this one started off with a warning strike. And look at where we are right now. It's already 7 months that the Nigerian students have been at home. Unfortunately, their private university mates or counterparts, let me use the word, are actually in school. So if you find yourself in this part of the world where even the minimum wage cannot allow your parents send you to school, I mean, the minimum wage can practically not even buy you a bag of rice. So let's not even talk about going to school or going to a private school. But I want to stay positive, and I want to trust this new administration of NANS that they should be able to push this struggle to the point where they will get the attention of the government. If they ever pay attention to the big deals, if they ever pay attention to the things that matters. That is just my charge this evening. If you're listening to me today and you're in a position to speak to the government, whether at your local government level, or you have the attention of your state governors, or you have the attention of your Minister of Education, Minister of Labor, Minister of Youth and Sports, or you have Minister of Women Affairs, talk to these people and make them understand that needs of your young people. If you continue to Okpeyemi Akande, thank you, 30 as against 4 to 5 p.m. that would always have. And tomorrow is going to be very interesting. We'll look at history of electoral violence in this country as we prepare for the 2023 presidential election. Stay out of trouble, and don't forget, when you see something, you say something. Have a very good evening. Bye for now.
This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.